Good evening. This is Dr. Lee again, and we meet for our second lesson this evening. Today I present to you another 3 sentences where you can find grammatical errors, which makes the whole sentence lose its original meaning. Looking at the first question here today. Today we are going to discuss about ours project. Here I can identify 3 errors. Can you do it? Firstly, discuss about. Now the real meaning for discuss is talk about. So if you were to say, today we are going to discuss about, it means to say, today we are going to talk about. Therefore it is wrong. So this is the first error. Secondly, we do not say ours, but rather we say our. Now what is the difference, or how do we differentiate between ours and our? When we use the word our, it is possessing or having something. When you have the word our, there must be a noun here. Example, our house. So house is a noun. So if I were to make a sentence using the word our and ours, you will then see the difference. I would say, this is our house. Our is used to describe a noun. So if I were to restructure this sentence, it will be this. And then house, I move it to the front. House is ours. So when you put an S here, ours, then you can safely put a full stop. So this is the restructuring of this original sentence. That is why when you say ours project, it is wrong. We should say our project, or rather the project is ours. And thirdly, so this is the second error. This is the first, by using about. And lastly, because today, being in Malaysia, we have this confusion when we are doing, when we are thinking about English words, because English is now very near to Bahasa Malaysia. Take for example the word progress. If the original English word progress has double S, the Malay version of progress is just 1 S. Therefore, many students have the tendency to spell wrongly, especially Malaysian students. So project, I commonly see in students' work, where they don't write J-E-C-T, but they say J-E-K. This is the Malay version or the Bahasa Malaysia version of project. So this again is wrong. The correct version would be G-E-C-T. So to Malaysian students, you have to be particularly aware of the spelling mistakes that you make, especially students who have been exposed to Bahasa Malaysia. So the correct version, the correct sentence for this whole sentence would be, today we are going to discuss our project. So there you go. This is the correct version. This is the correct version. So do not say discuss about. Just simply say discuss a problem, not discuss about a problem. Secondly, project. Remember, the English version is J-E-C-T, but the Bahasa Malaysia project will be J-E-K. And remember that when you have a noun behind our, it should be our. Whereas if the noun is in front, then our becomes ours, just like this one. If you want to use the word ours, then the noun must go in front. If you want to use our with the noun behind, then this our does not have an S. Now look at the second one. I feel that my ideas is more better than her. Very common. A very common error. I hear it being spoken or written wrongly, even in places of work. Today, let me show you. First of all, in the whole of this English language, we actually touch on 7 pronouns, personal pronouns, whereby I, you, we and they belong to one family. And this family uses a verb that does not have S. So, I feel, you feel, we feel, they feel. Whereas, if you are talking about she, he, she, or it, then the word feel should have an S. So here you go, this is the first error. It should be I feel that my ideas is. It depends on what you mean. If you are talking about many ideas, then is you should say are. If you are talking about one idea, it should be idea is, ideas are. So it's either one. Perhaps we can cut this off. So it becomes idea because here we are using is. Can we ever say more, better than? No. Because when you have an ER, it drops under the category of, in English grammar, we call this comparison of adjectives. So when we talk about comparison of adjectives, we have, first of all, the positive degree. For example, as good as, or I should say, or I could say, as tall as. Then you, from positive degree, you move to comparative degree. When do we use the comparative degree? We use it when we are comparing to. So as good as becomes better than. As tall as becomes taller than. So you see, ER goes with than. And here, one more is called the superlative degree. Superlative. When it is as good as, better than, superlative will be the best. And taller than becomes the tallest. So you can see, EST is called the superlative degree, the highest degree, comparison between or among 3 or more than 3. So the best, the tallest. Better than, taller than. So again, the error is here. And can you say her? No. Why? Her is the person. Your idea cannot be better than the person, but your idea could be better than her idea. Therefore, you see this student, either the student should say her idea, or simply, like I show you here, hers. So the correct sentence for this number 2 should be, I feel that my idea is better than her idea, or better than hers. That should be the way. Now we move on to the last sentence for this evening. The sentence goes like this. My sister's hair is longer than mine. As I mentioned earlier, when you are comparing two things, animals or things, the word than should be spelled this way, T-H-A-N. Therefore, the first mistake that I can identify here is T-H-A-N. And the second error is here. You should say, my sister, and then you put apostrophe S, hair. Meaning to say, the hair belonging to my sister. And then because hair is uncountable, you cannot count hair. So you should maintain is. And then because it's comparing between 2, then you should say, longer than mine. There you go. For lesson 2, 3 sentences done and some grammatical errors pointed out to you. I hope you have learned something and stay with me for the third lesson or lesson 3. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you like my lessons, the first and the second, please like and share. And most of all, remember to subscribe.